talked about it with Sarah Sonogo. And then you've seen Danae Fritz, who is a really good shot blocker as a guard. And then when you have the length of Jalen Bristow and Kyla Freeland coming off the bench with their ability to block shots too, that's going to add up and put them in good position.
And the three. Jasmine Shavers, much needed, because during the break we were talking about the free throw shooting. 336th in the NCAA. But they've taken more than they average already. And they're leading in that category. Here's Shavers again. Wisely backs it out. Pete, great position inside, finishes it.
Good start out of that timeout huddle to come in. Big three by Jazz Shavers. Get a stop on the other end of the floor, come back down, post and feed to Maya Pete for the score. Seeing
a lot of rejection. That'll be her fourth block of the ball game. Calvert is just so solid on the inside.
Jazz got down that lane line, but again, all night long, Calvert has rotated over to help, and there was no help to help her. Whiting did not drop on top of Maya Pete, so Jazz had that again to Maya Pete.
That's a new season high in blocks for Calvert. Actually, the fifth block that ties her career high in blocks. Coach Whiting trying to get the buttons pushed to try to get this lead cut down from the Bakers dozen. Bristow, no.
On both sides of the floor, the post is going to come up to either flare screen, back screen, can ball screen. So pretty common offense throughout all of women's basketball.
As you mentioned, kind of a Princeton, a little bit of a look. On the drive, that is pretty by Gibb. And Fritz up ahead, turns into numbers for Tech if they want them. Pete moves in right side, works on Calvert, got it.
Nice high finish there too, and they're not bringing doubles to Maya Pete. They're letting Emma Calvert guard her one-on-one in the post. That was a nice high finish.
Well, Calvert playing with 3 personal fouls, but this point of the ball game.
Good offense, though. I like the attack by Bailey Maupin, the unselfish play, kicking to Jasmine Shavers. Those are the good threes that they're going to be successful with.
13-point advantage inside of 7 to play. Whiting, Calvert rolls, flips, no. The save into Maupin. Maupin up ahead of Shavers. Gibb to beat. Pump fake, whistle, foul's going to be called on Gibb.
Jazz got it with the little pump fake. Smart play there in transition. Bailey just good, having her eyes up, knowing that her teammate's going to take off running the floor, being able to find Jazz. Good pump fake there at the end.
And again, got some pedigree. Mom Jennifer played at Idaho State. Her dad Seth played at College of Idaho. And brother McKay played at Weber State and BYU.
Talk about Barber, Cannon, Gibb. This is a really nice freshman class coming in for BYU that's going to be impactful. They can all shoot the ball. They're all got good length, competitive.
Shavers lost it. That's going to be last touch off the leg at Tech with 6:17. Lead at a dozen. I think this is a point where both coaches, obviously, Coach Gerlich's going, we got to keep going. And a couple of rebounds and the blocks. Maupin lost it. That'll be another turnover against Texas Tech with 5:26.
I couldn't tell if she kind of got pushed out of bounds there or if she just kind of fell out of bounds.
Again, I think there's a fine line, correct me if I'm wrong, Coach, between being aggressive but being overly aggressive in this type of game with this much time left.
Yeah, a little bit of over penetration at times, I think.
Yeah.
That's the second time on the baseline that Bailey's turned it over by driving baseline.
That was not a freshman move. Gibbs saw what the defense was doing, took the step back, buried the three, giving BYU a get the bounce, rebound pulled away by Gillespie.
Good action, though, off the post catch. They post entry, big up screen where Logan Johnson was able to get going downhill, just wasn't able to finish that reverse.
Gibb buries the three. Her fourth of the ball game.
What a competitor. She wants the ball in her hands, and those are the type of players that you want to coach.
She had 5 3-pointers made in a game already this season. She's got 4 today. And the lead is a half a dozen. Tech's led by 16. Shavers.
Baseline, their execution hasn't been quite as sharp as it was in the first half. So I'm sure that was just a little reminder huddle.
Little reminder. Okay, we'll go with that. I buy that. I think it was probably a little more than a little reminder. But that's what you talked about at the top of the show when you're given the keys. You got to do the little things.
Right.
But you got to keep an eye on Gibbs. I mean, you know what she's got now in her arsenal. Johnson takes it hard inside, and the good news is she goes to the free throw line. The bad news is Logan Johnson is only 1 of 3 from the stripe.
Right, and that's certainly an area of growth. Baseline, their execution hasn't been quite as sharp as it was in the first half. So I'm sure that was just a little reminder huddle.
Little reminder. Okay, we'll go with that. I buy that. I think it was probably a little more than a little reminder. But that's what you talked about at the top of the show when you're given the keys. You got to do the little things.
Right.
But you got to keep an eye on Gibbs. I mean, you know what she's got now in her arsenal. Johnson takes it hard inside, and the good news is she goes to the free throw. Personal foul.
This is where it gets dangerous. Scoring with the clock stopped. Got to come up with that rebound there. Battle for it. I get it, but Sarah Sanogo there is beat. So at that point,
yeah,
you just let her play, especially knowing that that's going to be your 5th foul.
Cut your losses. Well, Sanogo is going to foul out. That'll be the first time she has fouled out in a Texas Tech uniform, and Whiting at the line to shoot.
Cannon was just rolling and got right by. Kyla Freeland had a good screen set. She was there. Brindley Cannon just rolled right into her, kind of pushed a little bit. Good call on that. Kyla Freeland was set.
That'll be her first personal foul. Maya Pete in, Kyla Freeland out.
Those are those little things, solid handoffs. Got to be really crisp and win for Coach Huey and his squad at home. I'm sure that felt good, you know, but that gives Oklahoma State an opportunity to bounce back. Baylor's been rolling, playing really well, coming off a big win over Utah last week. You know, so there's just, again, we talk about it, but there are no nights off in this league.
And again, Oklahoma State will be here a week from today. Afternoon game, it'll be a 2 o'clock tip-off inside United Supermarkets Arena. So Texas Tech, they've missed their last 5 shots, have hit only 1.
Back into the game.
Right. And again, both teams are going to look at the free throw shooting because right now, BYU, they have missed 10. Texas Tech, they've also missed 10. And Krista Gerlich's going to say this game shouldn't be this close right now.
Right.
So the situation, 50.2 left to play. BYU's got a couple of timeouts, a foul to give. Texas Tech, they're still showing 2 timeouts left. Not sure that's right. Maupin, they got a fresh 30. She'll back it out. Working on Whiting. And the foul.
They got leading scores because Whiting and Gibb are the heart and soul of BYU. They're their 2 leading scorers. They, you know, are their 2 major scorers. And then you've got Shavers and Maupin, that's 43% of Texas Tech's offense tonight. So no surprise there that those 4 guards have what made these teams go tonight.
.65-60 is the score.
See what Coach Whiting has drawn up here. Good little keep. The fake handoff. Oh.
And the drive by Cannon, and she
got a good shot there, but you know they've struggled to score this quarter, so Jasmine's going to make her free throw, so maybe this is the best case scenario.
Well, Shavers ups the lead. Huge free throws for Jasmine Shavers. Well, the Big 12 does not get any easier for either of these teams. Obviously, Texas Tech, they have to go to Houston on Wednesday, but for BYU, you get to go to Hilton Coliseum, take on Bill Fedley's squad, Iowa State.
You know, a run for their money, and Baylor had a great night without Darian Little-Page Buggs on the lineup, too, as well.
So we've got 26.3 left. Both teams now, no timeouts remaining. Tech's going to bring it in. BYU are showing some pressure. They want to get it in Maupin's hand or Shavers. They get it into Shavers' hands. And they're going to have to foul, and Jazz Shavers will go to the line where she is already 4 of 4 from the stripe.
That's probably who they didn't want to foul. But
yeah, really.
Tech did a good job of getting the ball into her hands. She was doing. Oh my gosh! But if they had made this three,
thank goodness they brought a defibrillator over here because I was afraid you were going to take a knee on me.
Important to understand time and score.
Big time.
Until you hear that buzzer, do not turn it over.
With 1.5 left, and that's going to do it. Tough loss for Coach Whiting and BYU. Her team fought so hard in that second half after trailing by 10 at intermission.